Soldiers of Sparta, men forged in honor and duty, listen to my words, for this is the moment that will define the destiny of us all. We are facing a decisive battle, and I see in your eyes the flame of duty. I see the courage, the impetus to fight for our homeland. But today, there is something we must confront before we face the enemy. It is not the enemy's weapons that threaten us first, not their swords or shields. The threat I wish to speak of comes from within, something that can be more devastating than any arrow or spear. I am speaking of the inferiority complex, of that treacherous voice that can arise in the heart of a warrior, whispering that he is not capable. That voice that tells us that the enemy is greater, that the challenge is too great, that victory is beyond our reach. My brothers, that voice is a lie, a dangerous lie, that if not crushed now, could cost us everything. Today, we will defeat it before we even raise our swords against the enemy. Listen to me, you are Spartans. You are not ordinary. You are not like other people who tremble in the face of danger or hide in the shadow of fear. You are the heirs of a lineage of warriors who never gave in, never bowed down. In your veins runs the blood of those who faced legions, who laughed in the face of death, who rose even when hope seemed lost. But I know that, somewhere inside you, doubt may arise. This is the poison of the inferiority complex. The idea that the enemy is stronger, that his legions are larger, that his weapons are sharper. But let me tell you something. It is not the size of the army that defines victory. It is not the number of swords that determines the outcome of a war. It is the hearts that beat with faith, with courage, with the absolute certainty that they are capable of anything. You may look at the enemy and see an immense horde, a force that seems insurmountable, but they do not have what we have. They do not have the spirit of Sparta. They have not been trained from birth to embrace sacrifice, to conquer fear, and to rise to any challenge. They are many, yes, but their weakness lies in their hearts. They may have more men, but they do not have more men of valor. When your inferiority complex whispers that you are not enough, I want you to remember what you have gone through to get here. Remember the brutal training, the sweat, and the blood spilled. Remember every battle in which you emerged victorious, even when others said we could not. You are Spartan soldiers, molded in pain and forged in sacrifice. Every scar on your bodies is proof that you can endure whatever it takes. You are no lesser than anyone. The inferiority complex is the fear of failure in disguise. It feeds on doubt, on hesitation. But let me tell you something. The mistake is not in failing. The mistake is in never trying. The mistake is in surrendering before you even begin to fight. But we do not surrender. Not while there is blood in our bodies. Not while we can stand up and wield a sword. The only true defeat is to allow fear to stop us from fighting. Remember, the fate of the battle is not decided before it begins. What you do now, in this moment, will define the outcome. If you go into the fight believing that you are inferior, that you are incapable, then you will be handing victory to the enemy before he even raises a sword. But if you go into the fight with your spirit fired, with the unshakable certainty that you are the best, that you were made to win, then the enemy will be doomed before he even faces us. It does not matter how big the wall we have before us. Sparta was never about numbers. It was never about numbers. It was about the quality of your men, about the strength of your spirit. Look back and see how many stood up against us and how many fell. We were not the most numerous, but we were the most determined. The coming battle will be no different. You have been trained for this moment. Your lives up until now have been a preparation for this day. Every drop of sweat, every wound, every tear shed has made you what you are today. Relentless, invincible warriors. You are no less than the enemy, my brothers. You are more. You have the strength of Sparta, the honor of our homeland, the memory of our ancestors who rose up against challenges as great as this one and triumphed. Not because they were physically stronger, but because they never doubted themselves. They believed in victory, and victory came to them. If any of you, at this moment, feel the weight of doubt, I say, cast it out now. There is no room for hesitation in the heart of a Spartan. You are enough. You are capable. You have within you the power to defeat any adversary. When we are on the battlefield, do not think of failures. Do not think of what could go wrong. Think only of victory, because it already belongs to us. Think of Sparta, Think of your families. Think of every soldier who has fought alongside you. Think of the legacy you are building. You were born for this moment. Each of you was molded for it. And remember, a soldier who believes in himself is the enemy's greatest terror. There is no strength that can compare to confidence. When you enter that field, enter it knowing that you are the greatest warriors the world has ever known. The enemy may have their weapons, they may have their numbers, but we have something they will never have, the Spartan soul. We are not lesser, we are not inferior. We are Sparta, and Sparta knows no defeat. Go forward with the certainty that victory is ours. Believe in yourselves, and the world will bow before us. May the spirit of our ancestors guide your hands, and may the glory of Sparta shine upon you. Today, we will win, because there is no greater force than a Spartan's belief in his own power. Now, march with faith, to victory, to Sparta.